Hello and welcome to the CNBC TV 18 exclusive conversation. I'm Shireen Bhan. Over the last several weeks, we've seen a bitter boardroom battle play out at one of India's most promising fintech companies, BharatPe. Ashneer Grover, one of the co-founders of BharatPe and the managing director, has tendered in his resignation in the wee hours of the 1st of March. In his letter, he claims that he's being forced to bid adieu to a company that he founded. Now, over the last several weeks, we have seen many developments take place as far as this saga is concerned. First, Ashneer Grover decided to take, in his words, a voluntary leave of absence that was approved by the board, and then he had promised to come back on or before the 1st of April. Separately, the BharatPe board has put PwC and Alvarez and Marcel in charge of putting together a governance review report. We understand that the BharatPe board will be meeting today and will also take stock of the audit report that has been prepared by PwC. Separately, Ashneer Grover's wife, who was also a key executive at BharatPe, her services have been terminated on account of irregularities. Well, to talk about the road ahead and, more importantly, what happens now to his stake in the company, what the future holds if this boardroom battle is now headed to the courtroom, joining us for his first interview since he tendered his resignation is Ashneer Grover. Ashneer, many thanks for joining us here on CNBC TV 18. Let me start by asking you about the decision to put in your papers to resign in the wee hours of the 1st of March. Ashneer, I'm quoting to you from the 19th of January when you decided to go on voluntary leave. You said then that I've been relentlessly working at building BharatPe for almost 4 years. I will be utilizing this period to rejuvenate and refresh myself for our next sprint of value creation. I expect to spend time thinking more deeply about the next phase of product development at BharatPe. Separately, in an interview several weeks ago to my colleagues at Money Control, you had said that you're not a pushover founder, that you're a fighter, and that you will be back, in your words, to weed out snakes from the company. Why the decision then to resign?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's good you read out the earlier email. It also refreshes you what you've gone through, right? I think the thing which sort of made me do this is the loss of class in this battle, right? I have not seen any organization do any internal assessment or an audit or a review in a more callous and deliberately public manner than has been done by the BharatPe board. So for me, the manner in which they have gone about things clearly tells me they're prejudiced, clearly tells me they have an agenda. And in their urge to get to their agenda, they've sort of lost all concept of morality and maintaining confidentiality, right?
Why do you believe the board is biased? What does the board have against you? You were the person who appointed Rajneesh Kumar as the chairman. Rajneesh Kumar, in your own words previously, you said that his stature, Keval Handa, another board member, their stature is well above BharatPe. These are your words. So today, why are you saying that this is a biased board, that Rajneesh Kumar and others have an agenda against you?
No, absolutely, it is biased, right? See, when I brought him and when I brought Keval in, right, the whole agenda was to sort of build an institution out of this, right? But you will get to know a person or their actions better when you deal with them directly, right? Now you tell me, here's the chairman of SBI, right? He would have handled at least, I don't know, like 10 lakh employees or so. And an organization spread pan-India, and everything breaks every day, right? How much would you hear about things going bad at SBI? You have taken on yourself that you are going to run this review process. And ever since you've been running this review process, every single piece of paper is leaked to the media, right? I sometimes feel, sometimes Rajneesh actually gets to see from the news what he's signing on, right? Because it's already leaked to the news. So my point is, if either you're incapable, which you clearly not, or you're complicit in the whole thing of the media leak, right? There can't be any third outcome of this, right? So, you can't tell me, oh, the board minutes are leaked.
But what is the basis? What is the basis for the allegation that you're making here, Ashneer, that the leaks are being put out by somebody like Rajneesh Kumar? In your own words, literally 30 seconds ago, you said that he was running India's largest public sector bank. There was never any charge of any impropriety, never any allegation raised against him. And today you're saying that Rajneesh Kumar has taken this personally and that he is leaking things to the media and so on and so forth. I mean, I'm again asking you, what is the basis for these allegations? And it's not just against Mr. Kumar. You're making allegations against everyone involved at the company. In your resignation letter, you say that I have been painted as the villain of the piece. Why is everybody against you? I'm trying to understand that. Why do you believe everybody wants you out?
Sure. See, here's the thing. Just because everyone's against me doesn't make them right. It's not a count by vote, right? So let's put that aside. With Rajneesh Kumar, I have a simple agenda. I have more than 100 WhatsApp messages with him saying, sir, this leak today, please take care. Please resolve it, right? I have sort of humbly, putting my hands in front of him saying, sir, what is happening? This could not have leaked from anywhere else. You tell me, Shireen, for which startup have you seen a review where from the board minute to the report to someone's termination letter to, I don't know what has not leaked in this. It's a completely compromised thing. I mean, someone has to really look the other way if you feel that this is something genuine. And the leaks are happening. Where are the leaks happening? On email, right? Between two emails, where do the leaks happen?
No, one second, Ashneer. One second, Ashneer. Let's set aside the issue of the leaks. Let me ask you plain and simple. As of today, do you acknowledge that there was ever any financial irregularity, any irregularity within the company? Do you today acknowledge that you have in your letter said, I'm not perfect, but do you today acknowledge that there might have been irregularities at the company that require redressal, that require course correction, that require review? Do you today acknowledge that? Forget the leaks. I'm asking you whether you today acknowledge whether there was anything wrong, there were any wrongdoings, any irregularities at the company.
Absolutely not. Okay. Here is a company which is being audited by Big Four. I've had 6 rounds of investment. In every round of investment, you have done diligence, right? Yeah, my MIS, without fail, goes to the investors before 7th of the subsequent month. I'm not even a listed company. Listed companies make disclosure quarterly. As an unlisted company, I send my financials every month, right? So my point is, where did this come from, right? You can any day start any review against anyone. And where is the concept of natural justice, right? So let's say all this is happening, right? Did you even call me once and say, we have found something, can you explain to us, right? Once, I'm saying once have you called me and even confronted me with something saying this has happened? Why? Do you think because you know I will have answers and you don't want to listen to the answers?
No, Ashneer, let me ask you a straightforward question, because just now in this interview, 30 seconds ago, you said, when I asked you whether you acknowledged that there were any kind of irregularities, you said absolutely not. Forget the PwC report. Forget the Alvarez and Marcel report. Do you today acknowledge the fact that there is a GST intelligence probe that is currently underway in BharatPe, a probe that began in October of 2021? A show cause notice was issued to the company as well. You have given to the tune of, if I remember correctly, 11 crore rupees. That is what BharatPe has paid in terms of fines. And this GST intelligence probe was to look into matters related to fictitious invoices, vendors, so on and so forth. Do you today at least acknowledge that, yes, that is accurate, or you're saying the GST intelligence probe is also a sham?
Absolutely. Let me give you the facts, right? GST guys came to our office. They said there are certain vendors of yours from whom you have bought things, but those vendors have not submitted their GST tax, right? And by the way, none of this matter has been handled by me. It has been handled by Sumit Singh and Suhail Sameer. I can send you WhatsApp where they're saying we will handle this, right? So, but I'm still willing to answer for that, right? So, for my first question is, if it is Suhail Sameer and Sumit Singh who handled that GST thing, Why aren't they being reviewed? Why am I being reviewed? Let's put that aside. Now let's come to the GST issue. Show me one company in e-commerce where there has not been a GST reversal. Right? It is a matter of fact. There are small vendors you buy from them.
That's not the answer to my
Some
question.
of them do not.
Ashneer, that's
No,
not
I'm
the
answering.
answer to my question.
No, I'm
That's not
asking
the answer
you.
to my question.
If you let me answer, I will
asked
answer.
you a very specific question.
Shireen, if you let me answer, I will answer. If you don't want, if you like to act like my board, you can act like my board.
No, please go ahead.
Up to you.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Here is the answer.
Please go ahead.
The GST guys came in. They said there are certain vendors who seem to have not submitted their GST, right? So they said you will have to reverse input credit. It's not a penalty. You've already availed input credit. A part of that input credit you will have to reverse, right? Now, in our organization, everyone knows that if authorities come and freeze your bank account for whatever reason, you cannot do merchant settlements, right? My clear instruction to everyone has been, do whatever you want to do, but our account should not be frozen, because if my merchant settlement get blocked for even 2 days, right, I will lose much more business than any penalty that to be paid out. The actual penalty paid out is 1.5 crores. Where is that 11 crore penalty coming from? Right? And you so that's how you deal with authorities, right? They present something to you, you protest it, you submit your penalty in protest, and then you fight it later, right? However, done anything different, I can tell you there's a company by the name of Jumbo Tail. The same thing happened with them. Their merchant settlement I had to handle for 3 days. I had to step in for a friend saying, oh, your company account has been frozen. I will settle your merchants for 3 days. What are you talking about? If GST reversal is going to lead to investigation, let me tell you, right from Flipkart to down, every single CEO and founder should be investigated. Open challenge, you tell me which other company the GST guys have not come to.
No, I'm not here to defend the GST intelligence wing in any form or fashion. The probe and the investigation is underway, which is what the status currently is. But let's set that aside, if I may, Ashneer, and move to another issue, because the unraveling of this entire episode, so to speak, seems to have happened around the 5th of January, which is when a purported audio clip of yours went viral. That audio clip showed you as being verbally abusive to a Kotak Mahindra Bank employee for not getting a share allotment in the Nykaa IPO. On the 6th of January, you tweeted saying that that viral audio clip is fake. I'm quoting you, folks, chill. It's a fake audio by some scamster trying to extort funds to the tune of $240,000 in bitcoins. I refuse to buckle. I've got more character, and the internet has got enough scamters. On the 8th of January, you delete that audio clip and it was taken off all social media. Can you explain this to us, Ashneer? Because as I pointed out, this really was the start of the unraveling, so to speak. Was that you? Was it not you?
Absolutely, it was not. See, if you are claiming that there's an audio, there has to be another person at the end of the audio. Where is that person? Please, will he raise his hand? Where has Kotak gone and done anything? What were they waiting for 3 months for? Some muhurat to do it. So my point is, and that audio gets put. I put up the along with emails I've got from the scamster claiming that this will go. I will make this viral. You need to give me this much money. I put it up on Twitter. Now that audio gets removed, what do you want me to do? Keep my tweet hanging in the air? It's like saying an original post was put. You put a comment against that. The post gets removed, the comment gets removed, bro. So that was the only thing to it, right? I'm not here to sort of claim victim. I do not play victim ever, right? But I have answers. Now, if the question is not there, what is the answer for?
Okay. So you're saying that was not your voice?
No, it is not. You tell me. No, you do. I dare you to prove it is me.
No, I'm not an investigative agency, Ashneer. I can only ask questions and take your response. Let me talk about what happens from here on. There is a board meeting that BharatPe has called today. You have been asked to attend as well. Do you intend to attend?
No. So this is a very funny thing, right? The board meetings in BharatPe are scheduled at 11:56 p.m. in the night, right? So you're assuming everyone is awake, right? Or either you're assuming that everyone should work by US timings, and BharatPe board is just a call center servicing the investors in the US, right? One of the to be true. 11:56 p.m. Why are you sending? You had the whole day, right? Why are you sending a meeting invite for a meeting next day of this, which is an important meeting apparently for you, at 11:56 p.m. in the night? The company has to answer this. Why would I go? I've already resigned. I've resigned from the board. I've resigned from as an MD. The board meeting has
so
no
may
meaning.
May I ask you, Ashneer? May I ask you, Ashneer, you said that, the BharatPe board is operating as a call center, sending out board agendas and board meeting calendar invites at 11:56. Then how is it that you sent in your resignation at 12:05?
Yeah, because I was very clear on the first I will resign. So I had to wait for first. Now I'm not reacting to them.
When were you?
Right?
When did you say that? Because again, I go back to your communication the day that you said that you were proceeding on voluntary leave of absence. You had said that you're going to be back on or before the 1st of April. So now you're saying that you had already decided that you're going to quit on the 1st of March. When did that happen?
In the last 2 days. What's so surprising about it? It doesn't mean like my life is not stuck on 19th of January, no. These things have happened after that. I am myself pained, more pained about what is happening to my company, right? Leave everything else, yaar. As a founder, it is your curse. सब आपको गाली भी देंगे, सबको पैसा भी आपसे कमाना है, ठीक है? So that is a fact of life. I've submitted to that, right? But the way things have happened after that, right? From Rajneesh Kumar house, an ex co-founder is calling me and saying कि do we meet or मैं तेरे को देख लेता हूँ, मैं तेरी मार लूँगा. If these kind of conversations are going to happen, sorry, it is beneath my class at least, right? I am not going to, after that continue and be part of whatever agenda they have. This bunch of hooligans running the show now.
Okay, so Ashneer, may I ask you to clarify how much do you currently hold in the company? Because publicly it's 9.5%. You are the largest individual shareholder, but I understand that there has been dilution since the last round. So what is your current holding in BharatPe?
No, it would still be between 8 to 9%.
8 to 9%, which means it's closer to 8.5%?
Yeah. So, but how is that relevant to the conversation?
No, I'm just asking. I'm trying to understand what happens from here. Because I go back again to a previous conversation that you had with my colleagues where you said that you're willing for the BharatPe board or the investors to buy you out, and you had quoted a number there of 4,000 crores. So what is the plan from here on now? Yeah,
so see, here's the thing. I commercially own my shares, right? Those shares no one can take away from me, irrespective of what happens. The title to land and title to shares are the two things which are the clearest in this country, thankfully, right? Now, if you take that number, let's for a simplification of maths, call it 8.5%, right? In my view, the company today is worth $6 billion. The last round was the 3 billion itself. And after that, we've got the bank license, we've got postpay, we've got 12% club. So it's a $6 billion asset. If you were to go out, and if I were to go out and raise money, I would have easily done around at 6 billion. 8.5 into 6, you're talking about close to $500 million, between $400 to $500 million worth of stake. So that's the paper value of the stake that I own now, right? Now, what I want to do with it, do I want to do with it in a single go, or do I hold it, or do I sell it in tranches? It's up to me. It's like any other investment, right?
Okay, so let me also understand now that this dependent on what the board does today, whether it chooses to accept your resignation or it chooses to act on the basis of the PwC report. I don't know what the contents of the PwC report are, but if it chooses to act, if there is anything damaging there as part of the PwC report, I understand that as per the Articles of Association, there is a clawback clause, and that clawback clause could amount to about 1.2 to 1.3% of your existing holding. Is that correct?
So here's the thing. My resignation is done. Okay. It is not an offer for resignation where I will wait for the board to decide whether to accept or not. Right. And fortunately, India is still a free country. Right. I'm still not anyone's slave. So the moment I've resigned with immediate effect, I've resigned. Right. Now it's a fair complete. Right. Now the board can do whatever they want to do. Yeah? I'm a shareholder. I'm least worried.
Okay, and I just want you to clarify on this issue because the BharatPe board in its statement has said that they will review the contents of the PwC report and then take a call based on what the future course of action will need to be. If there were to be a situation where based on whatever the findings are, the board decides that there will be the invocation of the clawback clause, do you intend to contest it?
Of course, I'll contest anything which goes against me. It's very obvious, no? It's like I'm not here to sort of take pot shots from them, right? If there's anything which goes against me, I'm going to contest it.
Are you intending to move court? You had spoken about how the board is lawyered up, but you are lawyered up as well. What is the legal opinion that you have got post what has happened at the Singapore International Arbitration, where, as I pointed out, on all 5 counts, your plea has been dismissed. So where do you now stand as far as the willingness or the option or the plan to try and take this from the boardroom to the courtroom?
You might know all 5 things have been dismissed. I don't know because I am bound by confidentiality. Clearly, the other side is not, right? So, so that proves my point on the process itself. See, on my options, all my options are my private options. Like, I mean, why would I go and say in public what my next step is going to be? It doesn't. It's illogical, right? I am very clear. I am not here to fight legally, right? But if the other side wants to fight legally, I have enough courage to fight it. I am not going to proactively do anything. Reactively, of course, I will do everything.
You said you're not going to proactively take the legal route?
No, I don't want to do it proactively. See, I'm very clear. I'm a builder. I know how to build things in the market. I love understanding what product the market needs, right? I like to add value to the market. And in the process, I end up creating value for anyone who works with me, whether it's investors or employees or anyone else, right? And I think that's what I'm best at. So I will stick to it, right? I'm not here to win Pyrrhic victories, right? Thankfully, I have a very, very businessman's ego, not a lawyer's ego, right? Where you have to prove something in some court to feel vindicated, right? I feel much more vindicated when I build out a business and in the process, create employment for a lot more people. So I'm going to focus on that. I'm not here to sort of fight irrelevant battles in the courts.
Okay. Ashneer, I want to understand from you, and again, you've this morning given comments suggesting that you have dirt on, in your words again, I'm quoting you, you have dirt on many of the board members, on many of your colleagues, on your investors, that if you choose to go public with this so-called dirt that you have, they will not be able to do business in India, that they will have the CBI and ED behind them and so on and so forth. I mean, these are public threats, Ashneer, that you're making.
No, it is not. It is not. I am very... No. See, let's not put things out of context, right? Let's be very focused here. I am very clear. If someone comes after me, I have enough on them to also go after them. I'm on that very clear, right? It's not that, everyone is doodh ka dula in this world. Okay? My simple point is, we as founders also carry a lot of baggage for the investors when they want to, right? Now, whether it is FDI compliance, whether it is licenses, everywhere you want the domestic founder to step in and carry their baggage, right? So I am just being very, very clear here. I have made the effort to close this chapter because I felt it was destroying value for BharatPe, and I only care about BharatPe. I don't even care about me. I care about BharatPe before me. Right. My point is, I have made the first step, saying you wanted my head. I am giving it to you on a platter. Now run the show. Right. I'll also see how good you can run it.
Okay.
But I'm very clear that if they make it any more dirty, in my reaction, something will come out.
Okay. Okay. So when you say if they make things any more dirty, what are you implying? What is it that you would consider as a dirty act on their part?
How do I know? See, here's the thing. This is a board which has not been able to keep anything private, yeah. Right? Like A&M report, someone getting appointed, board minutes, everything is out there. It's like, they made a soap opera of a boardroom battle, right? So they can fall to any level. How do I know? Right? I'm preparing for the worst.
Is there any room, Ashneer, at this point in time for any kind of rapprochement, for any kind of mutually amicable settlement, or do you believe that that is no longer a possibility?
No, this is mutual settlement. No, you said, oh, we don't find you good enough. We want you out, right? I said, okay. Like if you think you can run it better, then we come run. I've given the keys to you, right? I'm become just a shareholder, right? What more settlement do you need from this? Like, I mean, I've given up my management right? I've given my right as a founder, and I've given you the keys. What more do you need to settle?
Anything that you're remorseful of? Is there any regret that you have today? Just going over your resignation letter again, there isn't any. Are you apologetic about any of this? About how any of this is played out at all in any form or fashion?
Why should I apologize, right? Like the other side has to be apologetic. No? I am not doing a review on you. You're doing a review on me. In a review on me and the governance review, you have leaked everything out, right? You're talking about fake invoices. So I will take the case of Madhuri, right? You have put in a termination one thing called skin facial. First, that bill was paid by her, never reimbursed by the company, just lying in the office in her drawer. You've used that to just create a narrative of saying, oh, she's a woman, so she must be doing beauty treatments at the cost of the company. Let's put it out. That single invoice tells me the whole thing is a sham. Yeah. If PwC, A&M, and Amarchand cannot figure out whether a invoice is a private invoice or a reimbursed invoice, and you put it in someone's termination letter, that itself shows how biased you are. So why should I be apologetic? These people should be issuing a public apology today evening after the board meeting, saying they were unable to run a private process.
But then let me ask you very simply, Ashneer. I mean, if you're saying that it's a sham, if you're saying that there is nothing that you need to be apologetic for, you have absolutely no regret, there has been no irregularity of any kind, financial or otherwise, then why not defend that? I mean, let the report out, let the report be made public, and why not defend that?
No, why should I? Like it's like saying, आपका मन करेगा तो आप मेरे पे कुछ भी बोलोगे, ठीक है? एंड आपका कल आप मेरे को बोलोगे हाँ जी आप वापस आ जाओ आप कंपनी चलाओ मैं किसी का नौकर नहीं हूँ मैं किसी का स्लेव नहीं हूँ आई एम वेरी क्लियर अबाउट दिस राइट इफ यू हैव पॉइंटेड अ फिंगर ऑन मी राइट then first you've pointed a finger on me. Now the consequence of that is I'm not going to sit along with you and work. You had got possibly the best founder who for his 8 to 9% equity was carrying his co-founder who was no one has ever heard of, right? Carrying the whole set of investors on his back, right? Carrying the board on his back and delivering month on month on month, right? If after that, this is how you're going to treat a founder, where if you feel something, you don't even have the courtesy of asking him the question. Simple question, right? You could have come and asked me, what is this GST issue, Ashneer? Can you explain? Did anyone in the board or the investor even utter GST as a word in front of me once? So then if you've already decided, right, this is a persona non grata, we have to get rid of him, come what may, I'm not a slave. I'm going to come back and create more value for you. Sorry, I've created $6 billion of value.
Again, Ashneer, again, I want to understand from you. As you said, these are people you appointed. You talked about Sohail. Sohail is somebody you appointed, and you gave him a glowing endorsement at the time of appointment. Later, of course, you're now calling him a puppet of the investors and so on and so forth. Mr. Rajneesh Kumar, somebody you appointed, again, glowing endorsements that came from you. Why would all of these people turn against you is what I'm trying to understand. If as you point out, the company is doing well, the company is delivering on growth parameters, why would all of them turn against you?
Because with me at the helm, they will always be in the shadow. That's the reason. If you want to know the real reason, that's the reason. As long as I am running this company, I'm at the helm, I will overshadow all of this. Doesn't matter how big you are, right? And that's become apparent to everyone after Shark Tank even more, right? So there is resentment and very deep resentment out there, which is playing out. And see, here's the thing. I am responsible for my own actions.
You're saying that they're resentful of the recognition and popularity that you enjoy because of Shark Tank, and so the entire board of BharatPe, your colleagues, your investors will turn against you because of a reality television show?
No. It is a resentment because with the growth of the company, I have outgrown the company much more than the company itself, right? The second thing is, right, in this company, the only guy who's ever raised any penny is me. Right? I openly challenge you. On your show, call Rajneesh Kumar, call Suhail Samir. Let's ask the questions from all three of us. No, open challenge. Call anyone. Call Sequoia. Call Harshjeet. Call Shailendra. Anyone you want to call. Let's have an open debate. No, why are you asking me to answer for them? You ask them. No, why have you gone against him? Have they ever spoken? The fact is where the wind blows, they will go, because they don't have a spine of their own. That I've realized. So I've made, coming back to your original question, do I resent anything? I resent over trusting people, and I'm not going to ever do it again.
Okay, Ashneer, there are many aspects here. As I pointed out, I'm not the investigative agency. I'm not PwC or Alvarez and Marcel, and I would imagine that once those reports, if at all, are made public, you will get an opportunity to respond to those specific charges. But calling people names in public in the way that you have, people who you worked with, people who you appointed. And you've been talking about value systems and the need to uphold those value systems. I mean, by making this spat and calling people names in public, haven't you also diluted the very value systems that you claim to uphold?
Absolutely not. Here's the thing. A guy called Bhavik Koladia, who's my ex-co-founder, goes to Rajneesh Kumar's house, makes a threatening call. That call is on Twitter for you to hear. Right? आप खुद सुन लो ना. आप मेरे को, and Rajneesh Kumar has acknowledged that Bhavik was at his home on email. So I'm saying आप audio को भूल जाओ. I have acknowledgement from Rajneesh Kumar. Yes, I had called Bhavik and he was in my house at the time of that call. Right? Now, if you are falling to that level, right? मैंने तो किसको क्या नाम बोल दिया? मैंने तो किसी को कुछ भी नहीं बोला. What have I said? I've said these people are incapable or complicit in running a leaky process. What else have I said? What else have I said? Please,
Ashneer, that's not all.
Memory.
That's not all that you've said. I mean, when you say things like I have dirt on them, I can go public with the dirt, I can ensure that there is CBI and ED at the doors. Then are you trying to tell me that when it works for you and it's all going well and smoothly, then you turn a blind eye to these so-called, serious charges that you have information about, and just when it turns sour, you're saying that you're willing to go public with that? So, I mean, where is the value system in that? You're willing to do business with people who you believe have, there are serious question marks on the way that they operate, the way that they function, and when it turns sour, then you're saying that it's not kosher?
So this is the same thing. It's a very good question actually. Now, do you think that question should be put to the board or to me? These are the people who don't want to work with me, right?
You're
So
you're the one making those allegations, Ashneer.
No, no. So here's the thing. What allegation? What have I said? I said if you go dirty on me, I've got enough dirt on you. Have I thrown that dirt out? These people have thrown that dirt out. That's the difference in class. That's the difference in class, Shireen. Right? I have not said anything incriminating so far. Let me tell you, Bhavik Kolade, when he called me, next day I was at the police station to file a FIR against him. The only reason I did not, because I did not want Rajneesh Kumar to be embroiled in that. And I sent that FIR copy to Rajneesh saying, sir, I'm standing at the police station, not filing this FIR. That is class.
Let me end, Ashneer, by asking you specifically, and I want to once again get you to clarify for the benefit of people watching, this GST issue, because you acknowledge the fact that there is a DGGI investigation that started in October. You, of course, went on to say that there are other companies that have similar notices and so on and so forth. Now, specifically, as far as your notice and your dealings with the GST intelligence unit are concerned, can you take me through what were the specific charges that were made and how you responded, how the company responded? Could you tell us who Deepak Jagdishram Gupta is? Is he related to you in any form or fashion? Because he is ostensibly the signatory to the letter that was sent to the DGGI in response from BharatPe.
So this matter, as I told you, was handled by Sumeet Singh, who's the GC, and Suhail Sameer as the CEO. I have learned of this matter post being put on leave. So let's be very clear about it. Right? Now, coming to the specific point. In this matter, they said there has to be a reversal of GST and there has to be a penalty. The team did it. Right? I was not even, kept informed of this.
No,
and I didn't need to be kept informed.
Sorry. No, I'm not. You've addressed the issue of the reversal of input credit. I'm asking you a very specific question. Did BharatPe acknowledge that some of the vendors did not exist?
No. Where is that acknowledgement?
No,
and I'm not the one acknowledging
the company did not acknowledge, or did you acknowledge that some vendors did not exist?
Ask this question of Suhail Sameer. He was handling the issue. Why are you asking me? It's like saying, did you put a QR at this shop or not?
You were the managing director, no?
No, Shireen, I am the managing director. Does that mean 1 crore QRs being put out there? I would know everyone by name. Come on, yaar, let's be practical. If by this logic, managing director should have 100% of equity because he's going to get 100% of the blame, no? Always. So as managing director in India, everyone should have 100% of equity because the buck stops at them. So then what is Suhail Sameer doing? Why is he drawing a salary? Why is he drawing an ESOP? What's his role? Where the wind blows.
So let me end then by asking you, Ashneer. Okay, let me end by asking you. You said that you're never going to trust anyone again after what has transpired at BharatPe. You've also said here on this interview that your resignation should be seen as a settlement, that you don't intend to move court and you don't intend to take this down the legal route because, in your words, a legal battle will be an irrelevant battle to fight. So what next then as far as Ashneer Grover is concerned?
Yeah, so see, I'm very clear that I'm not a guy who can work as an employee anywhere, right? That DNA is gone long back. So I'm a builder. I love building things at scale, right? So I'm going to find the next thing to build at scale over time, right? The only thing I'm going to be slightly more cognizant this time around is how to keep a majority of equity at all points of time, right? In fact, I don't want to dilute a single penny of equity. I would want to build a business. I don't know how much it gets worth, but hopefully $1 billion business, where I own 100% of that $1 billion business, right? Rather than owning a 10% of a $10 billion business. So that fundamental thing, I'm very clear about.
We wish you the best. Thanks very much for speaking with us today. It has been, it has been a fast and furious last few weeks with developments taking place with the big story coming in that Ashneer Grover has tendered in his resignation at 12:05 a.m. on the 1st of March. The BharatPe board is meeting later tonight to take stock of the situation, including the governance review report that has been prepared by PwC. Ashneer, appreciate your time. We wish you the very best of luck. Thanks very much for joining us. That's it then on this special conversation. We'll take a break. There's a lot more coming up. Don't go anywhere. We're back in a minute.